Gentlemen, let me ask you something real. Have you ever been sitting across from a woman, feeling her energy, the way her eyes stay on you just a moment longer than they should, the way her laughter seems louder than the joke deserved, and you find yourself wondering, is she into me, or am I just imagining things? So many men today are lost in confusion when it comes to women. Modern dating has made us doubt everything. Every look, every smile, every move. And I understand. You've been rejected before, you've been hurt before, and the world keeps telling you that men are supposed to have it all figured out. But here's the truth. Women are speaking to you all the time. Not always with words, but through emotional signals, through small, powerful cues most men never notice. And when you miss them, you miss opportunities. Not just for attraction, but for real connection. This isn't about tricks. This isn't about playing games. This is about opening your eyes to what's right in front of you. Because when a woman is truly drawn to you, when her guard drops and her desire shows itself, she will reveal it if you know what to notice. Today, I'm going to share 6 powerful emotional signs that a woman isn't just being nice, but is in fact feeling real attraction toward you. Listen closely, because knowing these signs could be the difference between staying stuck in doubt and stepping into the confidence of a man who finally understands his own worth. Gentlemen, let's be honest here. Eyes never lie. A woman can say she's not interested with her lips, but her eyes will always reveal the truth. When she feels drawn to you, she doesn't just glance your way, she stays. Her eyes lock onto yours, and in that moment she's saying more than any words ever could. The problem? Most men miss this completely because they're too busy looking away, doubting themselves, or overthinking. Society has trained you to believe that if she doesn't come right out and say she likes you, then it isn't real. But attraction doesn't always shout, brother. Sometimes it whispers, and one of its quietest whispers is in her eyes. Think about it. When you're in a crowded room and her eyes keep finding you again and again, that's not by accident. She's searching for you, choosing you. It's like gravity pulling her back toward you, no matter how much she tries to look elsewhere. And it's not only that she looks, it's how she looks. Does she hold eye contact just a little longer than usual, like she wants you to feel her attention? Does she blink slower, smile slightly while keeping eye contact, or do her pupils widen when you're close? These aren't random biological reactions. These are ancient signals of attraction, deeply wired into human behavior. But here's the thing. You must learn to see this without acting desperate. Don't jump on it like it's a guarantee. Confidence isn't about reacting instantly. It's about staying calm. When her eyes meet yours, look back. Hold her gaze. Let her feel that you see her. Women love men who can keep eye contact without looking nervous, without rushing to fill the silence. Why? Because strong eye contact creates closeness. It says, I see you. I'm not afraid of this moment. And I respect myself enough to stay here without losing balance. So remember this. When her eyes hold yours, she's letting you peek behind her emotional walls. She's showing you that in her world, you're not just another man passing through. You are the one who caught her attention. And in dating, attention is always the first currency of attraction. Now, a woman's body speaks long before her words do. You don't need to read minds to know what she feels. Just observe. Attraction lives in her posture, in the way she moves, in the way she reacts to your presence. When a woman feels drawn to you, she opens herself toward you, physically and emotionally. Notice how she leans forward when you talk, how her shoulders turn to face you, how she angles her seat closer instead of keeping distance between you. These things aren't small. They mean something. If a woman feels uncomfortable or uninterested, her body will tell you clearly. She'll cross her arms. She'll lean back. She'll point her legs away from you. She might even create physical barriers. A bag, her phone, her drink, anything to block closeness. But when she likes you, those barriers vanish. Her arms rest openly. Her legs uncross. Her body faces you fully. That openness is her silent invitation. Look for the little things. Does she push her hair back while looking at you? That's her exposing her neck, a vulnerable, feminine move that shows trust and attraction. Does she play with her necklace, her drink straw, or the edge of her sleeve while facing you? That's nervous energy, not fear, excitement. See, women don't always put desire into words, but they show it in how they slowly drop their guard around you. And when her body says, "I'm open, I want you closer," it's not just friendliness, it's attraction speaking through presence. The right move here is not to jump in too fast. Don't assume it means you can push boundaries. Respect it, mirror it. Lean in slightly, relax your arms, and show her you're confident enough to notice without losing control. Because when her body opens toward you, she's not only showing attraction, she's offering trust. And trust is the bridge to intimacy. Now let's talk about her voice. Most men never notice this, but a woman's voice reveals her emotions even more than her words do. Attraction doesn't just hide in what she says. It hides in how she says it. When she's drawn to you, her voice changes. It softens. It gets warmer, slower, almost musical without her realizing it. When she talks to coworkers or strangers, her voice is practical, neutral, maybe even sharp. But with you, suddenly there's sweetness in her tone, a softness that makes you lean in closer. That's not random. That's attraction coming through sound. Science even shows that women's voices often drop slightly lower when they talk to a man they find attractive. It's instinct. It creates intimacy. She doesn't do this for everyone. Only for the man who makes her feel something deeper. Ever noticed how she suddenly laughs softer around you? Or lowers her voice in a busy place like she's creating a private world for just the two of you? That's her inviting closeness. But many men miss it completely. Some even bulldoze over it by being too loud or too eager. The right response: match her tone, slow down, lower your own voice, let the silence sit when needed. That tension you build in the quiet moments draws her in even more. When her voice softens, it's her way of saying, "You make me feel safe. You make me feel feminine." Recognize it, respect it. And then there's touch. A woman who's attracted to you will always find small excuses to touch you. A playful push when she laughs, a light brush against your arm, fixing your collar even when it doesn't need fixing. These touches aren't accidents. They're signals. Women protect their personal space carefully. If she's not into you, she'll keep her distance. But when she likes you, she invites closeness with these small, innocent touches. Does she high-five you for no reason? Let her leg brush against yours and not move away. Lean close to show you something on her phone. Each of these is her way of testing intimacy. But don't overreact. Too many men get overexcited the second a woman touches them and ruin the natural flow. Her touch isn't a green light to rush in. It's a small, careful signal of trust. The right move is calm acknowledgement. Smile, keep the moment natural. Show you're in control. Because when she touches you, she's not only breaking physical space, she's lowering emotional walls. She's saying, "I feel comfortable here. I like this closeness." And then there's her laughter. When a woman likes you, her laughter comes easily, freely, sometimes uncontrollably. It's not always about the joke. It's about the way you make her feel. Maybe you've said the same joke around friends, and they barely reacted. But she laughs like it's the funniest thing she's heard all day. Why? Because attraction magnifies emotion. Your presence alone makes everything lighter, more exciting. And here's something deeper. Women don't laugh openly around men they don't respect or trust. Real laughter means real comfort. If she giggles uncontrollably, leans into you while laughing, or can't hide her smile even when you're not being that funny, that's attraction talking. Finally, notice mirroring. When a woman likes you, she starts copying your movements without meaning to. You lean back, she leans back. You take a sip, she does too. You cross your legs, moments later she follows. This isn't coincidence. It's subconscious connection. Mirroring is one of the oldest bonding instincts in humans. Couples do it naturally. Close friends do it. Babies mirror their parents. It's the body's way of saying, I feel close to you. I feel in tune with you. But don't test it or make it obvious. If you force it, you ruin it. Just notice it quietly. It's her body confessing she feels connected. When she mirrors you, it means she's letting herself flow with your rhythm. Something she wouldn't do if she didn't feel drawn to you. So remember, brother, when you see these signs, the lingering eyes, the open body language, the softened voice, the small touches, the easy laughter, the subtle mirroring. She's telling you something without words. She's showing you attraction, trust, and emotional closeness. And the man who learns to notice these things will never again be lost in confusion about what she feels. He'll walk with the confidence of someone who finally sees what was there all along. This version keeps the length above 9,000 characters, keeps the structure intact, but refreshes the language so it feels natural and conversational. And as days pass, something inside you begins to shift slowly. You notice how your thoughts wander less to what people think of you and more toward what truly matters for your own peace. You realize not everyone is meant to walk with you to the end. Some people came only to teach you a lesson, to awaken something inside you, or maybe to break you so you could rebuild stronger. At first, this realization stings. It feels lonely. But then, strangely, it starts to feel like freedom. Because the less you depend on people for approval, the more you depend on your own inner voice. You stop chasing conversations that drain you. You stop explaining yourself to those who have already made up their minds about you. You stop running after people who are comfortable watching you drown while they stand on the shore. And slowly, something powerful begins to grow inside you. Self-respect. The kind that doesn't shout or beg. It just lives quietly inside you, telling you that your time and energy are precious, that not everyone deserves front row seats to your life. You begin to notice things you once ignored, like how peaceful it feels to be alone rather than surrounded by fake smiles. How light your heart becomes when you stop arguing with people who twist your words. How much energy you save when you stop proving your worth to those determined not to see it. This is not bitterness. This is wisdom. This is you finally learning the art of protecting your spirit. Because life teaches you again and again, people will talk. They will judge. They will assume. Some will even celebrate your mistakes because it gives them something to gossip about. But here is the secret. You don't have to attend every argument you are invited to. Silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is the loudest answer you can give. It tells people you are not easily shaken anymore. And this silence, this calm distance, begins to change how people treat you. The ones who used to take you for granted suddenly feel your absence. The ones who used to talk over you now wonder what's on your mind. The ones who assumed you would always be available realize they were wrong. Because when you start valuing your time, you teach others to value it too. Then comes another powerful shift. You no longer fear losing people. You start to understand that real connections don't require begging, chasing, or constant explanation. The right people hear you even in your silence. The wrong ones won't listen even if you scream. So you stop screaming. You stop forcing what isn't meant for you. And that's when life surprises you. The right people, the real ones, they appear. Not because you chased them, but because you created space for them by letting go of what was never real. And maybe this is what strength really looks like. Not muscles, not loudness, but a calm, steady heart that knows its worth. A heart that can walk away when respect is gone. A heart that doesn't need to prove itself to anyone. Because the truth is, you don't have to convince the right people to stay. You just have to become so rooted in self, respect and peace that only those who match your energy can find a place in your life. As time goes on, you look back and realize how much energy you wasted on people who were never worth it. The late night overthinking, the long messages explaining yourself, the endless chances you gave to those who never changed. It's almost painful to remember. But then you smile, because you see how far you've come. You are no longer that version of yourself who begged for crumbs of love or attention. You have become someone else now. Someone stronger, quieter, wiser. People might call it pride. They might say you have changed. But they don't know the storms you had to survive to reach this calm. They don't know how many times you broke before you built these boundaries. They don't know how much it cost you to finally choose yourself. And that's okay. Let them talk. You owe no explanations anymore. Because in the end, life is too short to spend on people who drain you, doubt you, or disrespect you. It's too short to prove your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. The older you get, the more you realize peace is worth more than attention. Respect is worth more than empty friendships, and walking alone is better than running with a crowd that secretly wishes for your failure. So you keep walking, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with quiet confidence that what is meant for you will always find you. And when it does, you will be ready, because now you know your worth. Now you know your time is sacred. Now you know not everyone deserves access to you. And maybe, just maybe, this is how you finally find happiness. Not in the noise, not in the approval, but in the calm. Steady knowing that you don't need the whole world to like you. You just need to like yourself enough to walk away from anything that disturbs your peace. I can keep extending this speech naturally until it reaches well over 9,000 characters while keeping the flow intact. And as you keep moving forward, something even more surprising begins to happen. You notice the quiet power that comes from not reacting to everything. The peace that enters your life when you stop explaining yourself to people who don't care to understand. The freedom that comes when you no longer let your emotions be controlled by other people's behavior. It's like you finally step out of a storm you didn't even know you were living in. You start to see clearly who adds value to your life and who only takes from it. You stop feeling guilty for protecting your space, because you realize not everyone deserves access to your energy. And when you protect your energy, you notice how much lighter your heart feels. You begin to sleep better, think clearer, and dream bigger, because you no longer carry the weight of other people's opinions on your back. Slowly, the fear of being alone disappears. In fact, you start enjoying your own company more than being around people who leave you feeling empty. You realize peace feels better than attention, and solitude feels better than fake friendships. And this changes everything, because Once you taste peace, drama becomes disgusting to you. You no longer crave the chaos you once thought was normal. This doesn't mean you stop loving people. No, you love even deeper now, because you love from a place of strength, not need. You give freely but without losing yourself in the process. You care, but you no longer break yourself to keep others whole. You understand that real love, whether in friendships or relationships, doesn't demand you to abandon your own heart to keep someone else happy. And as you live like this, people begin to notice the change in you. Some will admire it. Some will feel threatened by it. Those who benefited from your lack of boundaries might call you cold or distant. But that's only because your growth exposed their intentions. Your silence made them face themselves. Your absence made them realize your presence was never guaranteed. But here's the truth. You are not cold. You are not distant. You are finally whole. You have simply stopped bleeding for people who wouldn't even hand you a bandage. And this new version of you doesn't beg for love, doesn't chase approval, doesn't explain your worth. This version of you moves with quiet dignity, knowing that anyone who truly sees you will never make you question your place in their life. And isn't it beautiful when you reach this point? When you can finally love without losing yourself, when you can give without feeling drained, when you can walk away without feeling guilty, it's like you become untouchable. Not because life stopped being hard, but because you learn to stop handing the keys of your peace to people who didn't deserve them. The world around you might stay the same, but you see it differently now. You understand that not every battle is worth fighting, not every opinion is worth hearing, not every person is worth keeping. And with this understanding comes a new kind of power, the power of choice. The choice to walk away, the choice to stay silent, the choice to protect your peace, even if it disappoints others. And the more you choose peace, the more life opens up for you. You start attracting better things, better people, better opportunities because your energy has changed. You are no longer chasing things that were never meant for you. You are no longer forcing doors that were never yours to open. Instead, you are moving in flow, trusting that what belongs in your life will come and stay without you having to lose yourself to keep it. And maybe this is what growing up really means. It's not about age. It's about reaching a point where your peace matters more than proving a point, where your energy matters more than empty connections, where your future matters more than your past mistakes. One day, you look back and realize the things that once kept you awake at night don't even cross your mind anymore. The people who once made you cry now feel like distant memories. The battles you once fought so hard now seem small compared to the strength you gained from them. And you can't help but smile, because you finally understand nothing you lost was ever truly yours to keep. And that is why you don't chase anymore. You don't force. You don't beg. Because you have learned that what is real will stay. What is meant for you will always find you. And in the meantime, your job is to protect your peace, guard your energy, and keep becoming the kind of person who doesn't settle for half love, fake friends, or one-sided efforts. Because in the end, life is too short to live begging for love, too precious to spend on people who drain you, too meaningful to waste on things that don't build you. And when you finally understand this, you stop walking through life with open doors for people who only bring storms. You start closing those doors, locking them if you have to, and building a home inside yourself that no one can destroy. And as time keeps moving, you begin to realize something important. Your silence, your boundaries, your distance, they are not walls to keep people out. They are doors to protect your own soul. because life teaches you the hard way that not everyone has good intentions. Some people only come close to see what they can take. Some stay only until they have drained your kindness. Others pretend to care while secretly hoping you fall. You start to see patterns you once ignored. The people who only call when they need something. The friends who disappear when you are struggling. The ones who smile in your face but celebrate your failures when you turn your back. At first it hurts to see this clearly, but then you realize this knowledge is a gift, because now you can stop pouring your heart into empty hands. Now you can stop wasting your energy on people who would never do the same for you. And when you finally stop, when you pull back your time and attention, you notice how quiet your life becomes. The drama fades. The constant overthinking fades. The endless explaining fades. At first, the quiet feels strange because you were so used to chaos. But slowly, you start to love it. You realize peace was what you were searching for all along, not the noise, not the crowd, not the fake love that came with conditions. You learn to enjoy mornings without checking your phone for meaningless messages. You learn to take walks alone without feeling lonely. You learn to sit with your own thoughts without running from them. And in that silence, you start hearing your own voice again. The voice that tells you what you truly want, what you truly need, who you truly are. And here's the beautiful part. Once you hear that voice, you never want to lose it again. That's why you protect your peace so fiercely now. That's why you don't argue with people who twist your words anymore. That's why you don't explain your choices to those who will never understand your journey. You simply live quietly, strongly, freely, and people notice. They notice the way you no longer react to every insult, the way you no longer chase anyone for attention, the way you carry yourself with calm confidence. Some admire it, some misunderstand it, some even get angry because your peace exposes their chaos. But you no longer care. You have outgrown the need to be understood by everyone. Because now you know, real friends don't need explanations. Real love doesn't need convincing. Real respect doesn't need begging. Anything that requires you to constantly prove your worth is not real. And you have no space for anything fake in your life anymore. This is the point where life begins to change in ways you never expected. Opportunities start coming that match your new energy. People appear who speak your language of peace, respect, and honesty. You begin to attract what you once chased because you are no longer desperate for it. And isn't that something? The moment you stop forcing life to happen your way, it starts bringing you what is truly meant for you. And as you look back, you realize every disappointment was a teacher. Every betrayal was a lesson. Every heartbreak was a mirror showing you what needed healing inside you. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start seeing yourself as a student of it. Because everything that broke you also built you. Everything that left you also freed you. Everything you lost made space for something better to find you. That's why now you don't rush anymore. You don't force doors to open. You don't beg people to stay. You don't lose sleep over what went wrong. You trust the timing of your life. You trust that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. You trust that peace and self-respect are worth more than any relationship that demands you lose yourself to keep it. And maybe this is what growing strong really means. It's not about being hard or cold. It's about being so rooted in your worth that nothing outside of you can shake it. It's about reaching a point where you can love deeply, but also walk away easily when respect is gone. It's about living in such a way that your happiness depends on your own heart, not on the actions of people who cannot even love themselves properly. And so you keep walking forward, lighter than before, freer than before, wiser than before. You stop explaining your peace to those who prefer chaos. You stop proving your worth to those who benefit from your doubt. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into places that were never meant for you. Because now you know better. Now you choose better. Now you live better.